EK. Yeah. Appreciate you guys. I am so just I'm I'm upset. I'm upset at TikTok, but I've been upset at TikTok. We wouldn't be here if I wasn't upset at TikTok. I'm always upset at TikTok. It's just always been the thing now. And I want to say that anybody that, doesn't know who News Daddy is, if you're over on TikTok, go look at News Daddy. He did a file about TikTok, but it's like there's a lot of content creators that want your money so bad. Look, we all need money. We all need to pay our bills. 50, 60, 80, 100, 200, 500, $1,000. That's not money on the internet. That's just money that's going to help you. But it's like I have a hard time, taking money from anybody when I can just create quality content and get paid for that. I have a hard time with that. Like we're not even in the stage where we're putting in high quality content. Like I'm working on weight loss, I'm working on, planning and all that stuff. And then I come on TikTok, just the time trap, just I have fun over on TikTok. But it's up until I talk to some of these fake creators that will literally, just sit there all day and beg for people for money. They will take their own personal money. They'll negotiate how to go back and forth to rise their levels, and then they'll shove in everybody's face. How many people you got in the live? Why aren't you at A League? If you're on YouTube and you make videos, thank you. Just thank you. I don't care how bad your video. I don't even care how bad your videos are. You put any effort and you put a video up for YouTube. Thank you for doing that. Thank you. If you put content on any platform and you don't receive any money, thank you. Thank you for, taking your time, to entertain somebody, whether it's one person that watches, whether you get one like, thank you. And it's like, there's a whole disconnect of, I have a regular job, so I don't need internet money, which a lot of times is just a straight up lie to people's faces because they still are making money. They're just saying that because people accept that I do this for fun, and they get gifted when they put in I do this for fun, they get more money by saying they do this for fun, and they're just out there hanging out with people when there's literally content creators putting hundreds of hours in for one video and then they fail. And really, I really wish that some of these content creators would go back and say, you know what? I have all these videos. I have all these moments. I could break these videos down. I could, but it's hard because you don't want to change the content that you put out because you're putting out your content the way that you see your content. And that's where people have a hard time. But it's just like, it's hard, trying to eat over on TikTok so you can feed the rest of social media because they give you the little breadcrumbs of you get paid right now compared to long-term, investments. The goal is always going to be to reinvest into the community, into the people, into content, into other content creators. So it's like, I'd rather have people stay away from me on TikTok and other platforms, just to find the people that are quality. And if anybody on YouTube wants to understand why I'm doing this, go look at FaZe Rug videos. Go look at how people treated FaZe Rug. This man is a gem on the internet. I know Rug, I don't know if he got rid of the phase, but what a beautiful human being. I've seen somebody come in, and it's probably somebody's parent now because it was such a long time ago. I seen somebody come in where he's just trying to change their life, give them their moment, and they're just running him down. And I think he just kicked the person out after, but it's just like he also bought somebody a PC setup, and I talked to the guy. He's like, oh, I didn't even open it. He didn't even open the thing that FaZe Rug. FaZe Rug went to Walmart and bought it for him, and like literally put him on where he could make videos. And he was like, one day I might do it. It's crazy, but it's like I'm at TikTok. I need help from YouTube. Realty Check, REALTCHECK. I don't need you guys coming over the gift. I just need people to come in and defend the community. There's lazy content creators that get better, but then there's people that just want your money. Look, if you have $1, you have $5, you have $10, you have 20, 50, 100, and that person gave you enjoyment for the day, that's your choice. You know, even on here when people gift, that's their choice. If that same creator, when people go out and support them, that same creator goes out and buys a PC setup. That same creator gives that money to somebody that needs money, whether it's on camera or whether it's not. Like Steve will do it as a beautiful human being. Mr. Beast is a beautiful human being. Yes, they're both, beefing on each other, but they both help people. Steve will do it's not wrong. He says that, you should help people off camera. So it's like, if there's no guarantees ever until you're there. If we get to a part where we're really good, I'm going to shut the camera off a lot of times and give people stuff. Obviously, we're going to have a lot of videos that are for the people too, but I'm going to shut the camera off a lot. I'm going to put money aside and I'm going to shut and it's not going to be about me. It's not going to be about, me at all. All the craziness that I had to do to get to that position is not going to be about me. It's the fact that I'm not going to be around in 100 years. And I had the opportunity to help somebody that nobody else would help. But when you have people that are going to come into your life to work on your projects, or you're going to go to somebody else's house and work on their projects, you need the right people around that aren't going to let people push you around, because I've heard numerous stories of people getting ripped by other people when they're trying to feed, other people. They're trying to help other people. Somebody bought somebody a house, and then that same person destroyed the house and tried to sue the person that bought them a house. You never know. So YouTube, I appreciate you. If you hear a little bit of attitude coming out my voice, it's because I've literally sat on TikTok for a long time. And I rub YouTube in their face. I rub it right in their face. Rub it right in their eyes. YouTube. I right in their face. For all y'all on here, for any of y'all that have a video, I rub it on TikTok's face. I just tell them, YouTube. Why? Because YouTube actually takes good care of their content creators if you follow the community guidelines. And I've read the community guidelines, and one thing that people don't understand about YouTube is fine if you make genuine mistakes. So you can put whatever content, but if you're willing to private all your videos and you're willing to rebuild the proper way to build your channel, what you've built before is what you've learned. Meaning that your progress that you learned, even though you want to keep all your stuff up, look, you can put content that you're not supposed to have on YouTube all you want, and people can enjoy it. You can put scenes of TV shows and movies. People enjoy that, but you're not going to get paid in most cases, right? People enjoy when people repost, positivity videos, and it's one of those things that I'm just happy for anybody to, put out content and stuff like that. A lot of people want to have fun and stuff like that. They don't want negativity, but it's just when I'm watching people that are lying straight out their mouth, and we're not on TikTok, there's some ridiculous people over there that will say stuff like, I have a job. One person said, I'm a nurse and I own a farm, and I don't really make any money, but in the future I want to make money. But then are just trying to bury us. Just trying to bury the content creators, but you want to be just like us, and you have a lot of money, so you're going to sit and you're going to pay people money to be your friend. The one thing I learned when I made this strategy is do not cheat the community. You can do wild stuff. You can set up videos where it's not reality, and you're just putting out content, and it's just, it's not real. Is it Dean the Great that's always losing or whatever? Look, you can do it. It's under the entertainment of the people, but it's a lot of people, they lie, and then they want benefits from it. I won't stand for it. I won't. I don't care. I'll ghost you. That's the best move you can do to people. Don't give them the attention. Don't let them, build. Don't let them do any of that stuff. And we're talking about TikTok. I know some of y'all are on TikTok. Some of y'all don't like TikTok. Some of y'all just like to stay here on YouTube. You don't need to go over there. You don't need to come. But if you guys do, I want y'all to say YouTube. If you guys come over to TikTok, Real Tcheck, you just, go on the other side. I'm from YouTube. Come over to YouTube. And I've looked at a lot of them. A lot of them want to be a YouTuber. A lot of them, because they want money. They don't want to. They don't want to put the video in. They don't want to put work in. They don't want to work with other content creators. They want to get popular enough where they don't have to talk to you and they can look at you like, haha, I'm better than you. And that's how a lot of them act. So it's like I'm showing them, look, I straight up show this is what I do. You want to see some rudeness, guys? I appreciate it. Appreciate y'all. I just show them this straight up. I just show them this. I see it on TikTok. I see it on TikTok showing the subscribers. And GTA 6 is coming. We're good. I'm going to be buying people cars. I've already priced out cars, $10,000 cars. Even though the dealership's going to rip me off, I'm going to let like 2 dealerships rip me off a little bit, and then I'm just going to hire a car guy, and we're just going to buy cars off other people. And I'll give them good deals, whatever. We got internet money. We'll figure it out at the time. But I'm going to be passing out cars like candy, and I'm going to label it, Mr. Beast concept. Because that's where I got the ideas from. They give him the card. But it's like, I hope that Jimmy doesn't get mad at me because, I reuse some of his content. I'm not looking to sit and do Mr. Beast content like all day. I just like some of his old videos. I like the fit anything in the red, like the red circle, maybe the credit card one. But I'm not going to sit there and just do that the rest of my life. I just like it. He's not using it. If Mr. Beast ever reached out and says, hey, can you please, not, use these videos anymore, please don't do that, I'd probably just, okay, cool. But, a lot of people do giveaways. And I think that's the one thing that Mr. Beast gave to us as content creators. If you can figure out the money, you can give stuff back and it will boost your account. But generally, I want people to get stuff. If I'm going to benefit and make millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars and buy stuff, buy companies, start a wrestling company, do all this stuff, and people are going to like me, I would rather people privately benefit that nobody knows that I helped because their life gets better. Let me go through all the downfalls, all the ups and everything, and I just want to I want to give the best content. When I found out that content creator made a movie, I want Ace Ventura 3. That's a long shot. But if I get a wrestling company, if they give me ECW because I bring them the money, the $5 million is doesn't get you ECW. $5 million they take and you have it. You need way more money than that to have. You need an arena. You need or tour. You need equipment. You need just so much stuff that you got to do. $5 million this is your money, and what's the contract going to look like? What are we doing? What am I? And that's a private conversation. I know y'all love wrestling, and some of y'all are John Cena fans. John Cena follows me on X. The boys know because I've already went to wrestling gyms. I can't. The rule is in wrestling, you don't talk about the stuff you can't talk about. I am last place in the wrestling. I won a national medal. I'm last place. Whatever the last place in professional wrestling is, my face appears. I am last. Even the guy that used to be at conventions with the skinny guy with the face that Jericho picked up from the crew, I forget his name. He's ahead of me. Everybody's ahead of me. Hornswoggle is ahead of me. You could just name off the worst of the worst. They're ahead of me. Everybody's ahead of me. I'm in last place. I haven't even stepped in a wrestling ring. I've gone to practice. I've been in the rings. I've watched so much tape. I think we all have watched tape, so we understand. We are the ones that like watch wrestling. We understand, like we get it. The ones get it, and I'm not bringing wrestling to people because I want to be Mr. Mean or I want more money. I'm not doing wrestling because I want to make money. Look, we'll make money off the advertisement. I'm doing wrestling because once we make the money, that's where I want to be. I want to be hanging out with the people, being entertained, having a good time, seeing cool matches, seeing new stuff. Because a lot of people have a hard time in life. So I flashed this in their face. Because when they shadow banned me with 7,000, they made sure that, and I was getting some gifts, it was helping. They made sure that I didn't eat on TikTok for a month and a half. They punished me hard on TikTok. They punished me so hard. I had 200 subscribers on YouTube. I was happy. It sucked. I was getting gifted. Life was getting a little bit easier because gifts were coming in. But I didn't feel right. Let me read the comment. I got a question. So what if the best person in 1999 boxing went against the best person in 2023? So you're talking about 1999 would have been Tyson. Depends on which one you're talking about. You're talking about Tyson Fury, which is named after his dad, named him after Tyson, or you're talking about I always forget the guy from the Ukraine, the one that just beat Tyson Fury, Usyk. That's his name. Yeah, Usyk. Look, Tyson lost a few times. The thing is with Tyson is that he was like one of the greatest. But the thing is, it's hard to maintain that kind of ferocity, like ferociousness. So it depends on which Tyson you're talking about. That like so that like you like there's different generations, right? Like a too young Muhammad Ali is not going to be good as a prime Muhammad Ali. So it just depends on the year, depends on where their mindset is, depends on what happens, depends on, the Muhammad Ali that fought George Foreman was like that was a combination of all his great, like, look, he had damage already. Boxing's hard, he's ready to go for it. And Foreman was arguably one of the greatest of all times. You could put Foreman with anybody in his prime, and Foreman would probably still win. Look, it depends on the weight class too. The thing with boxing is you can put people in any age. I'm just answering the question. You can put people in any genre, and like people are gonna have a hard time. Jake Paul could arguably beat some of the people out there, but he could also lose. Tommy Gunn from Rocky, Morrison, what's his name? He ended up getting a disease, and he couldn't box anymore. But he was so good. His ceiling never came. His ceiling really never came. He got something, and his ceiling never came. So it just depends. Depends who's coaching you in the corner. Depends on what their coaches are. Depends on the arena. Depends on how many, like the boxing is just, there's so many rules and there's so much that, like, it's a chess game, boxing, right? Tyson always wanted to go for the finish, but he had the, it depends who he boxed. So, being undefeated too makes a difference in the mindset. Like when Tyson Fury's undefeated, he felt like on top of the world. He can't lose. He almost had a 10 count, got up at 9, and got the fight to a draw, and they had the rematch, and then he won the fight. I think they did 3, and he won 2 of the 3. The first one was a draw. Like, it was, the first one was a draw, the second one he won, and then they needed the rubber match to see who won. So ultimately, Tyson basically almost swept the whole thing. And it's crazy. Francis Ngannou, if he was younger and in the shape he could have done boxing, he's starting to like it, but it takes time. McGregor loves boxing. Look, boxing is just really hard on the body, unless you're not getting touched, and it's not often. Like, Mayweather was the best at it. Mayweather was the best at not getting hit. He was a defensive wrestling. His style was just so good. He was just so good at dodging stuff, but people didn't like Mayweather because of how arrogant he was. But that arrogance brought him attention, and people wanted to see him lose, and so people paid for it. So it's like, who's not going to want to see somebody lose? People want to see Jake Paul lose, and when he fought Anthony Joshua and he hurt his jaw, arguably, that was a Christmas gift for a lot of people. People are so happy. It's just like, and I think a lot of people are just, thank you, Jake Paul, for all the moments. Not thank you, the person. Thank you for the moments. Thank you for putting us in these situations where we're having a hard time in life, and we can watch somebody that we may or may not like and root for that person or the other person. It's just entertainment, Let me take off this green screen for you guys. I don't need to do this to YouTube or here. This is this channel. Y'all know what I have. So that's Tyson Fury. Yeah. It's, right now my concern for YouTube is just to, put out content for y'all. I got 6 YouTube channels. And I'm just working on everyday money right now. Like, eventually I'm going to have more and more come in. And there's no guarantees. I understand that. There wouldn't be, like, I wouldn't be here without the people. But I'm going to let YouTube know that there's a lot of problems over on TikTok. A lot of people are just getting devastated by TikTok because TikTok is just taking everything from them. There's no potential for a lot of people. Unless you go out and beg, like, unless you beg people for money, They don't pay you for your videos. Like a very slim amount of people pay you for your videos, but yeah, you can carry your attention over if you're a mega star or whatever. So like TikTok's flooded with a lot of wannabes, that work regular jobs that will just shove it in our face when the only thing that people ask for that watch the internet is just give us something to watch. That's it. If I don't want to watch you, I'll skip over. So like if you pay attention to a lot of the content that I put in, a lot of it's nonsense, but y'all like the nonsense. I don't really want to do that same trend that I'm doing over and over again, but I read the comments, people like it. So like I got other stuff that I'm working on. Eventually I'm gonna have bigger and bigger videos. So like I don't mind putting it out there because it's like you just flood it with comments, everybody likes it, and so I'm just doing the same stuff. Mainly did it because I tore my bicep on my left arm. I saved a girl's life. And so I've been injured. Like I'm still, I haven't even gone to the gym yet. Still, I still gotta. I've lost a lot of weight. I've done a lot of push-ups. I want to do 10,000 sit-ups in a week, but I've been getting a lot of peanuts from the peanut gallery over on TikTok. Like you don't let us talk. You don't. If somebody talks to me, if you ever watch me talk to people, if they start talking, I will stop talking. I will let somebody talk if they start talking. But if they sit there and they don't say anything, it's just you're just getting blank space, right? And then people leave. So it's just like, but it's hard because when you're just by yourself, you can put out content, you know what you're going to say, or you know what you're willing to do. So if you're wild and you get kicked off the platform, that's fine. But when you're with other people that are constantly pestering each other, people like drama. And it's just wild. But it's like, Sad Meme changed everything because I was able to go around to everybody and show Sad Meme, which if you go to Shorts and Popular, you'll see it, but people don't get it. Before I even, as soon as I was looked at my account and I see 200, I understood one thing. Once I got to 100,000, everybody's just going to come in and they're going to say stuff like, you just buy your views. They're going to say NPC stuff like, I don't believe you. That's fake. That's fake. So everybody thinks everything's fake. But like Mr. Beast literally did like an hour video with somebody explaining the amount of money that he has to spend to just defuse a situation, just to turn around and for the people just to move on to something else and act like they weren't complaining about it. And I know some people aren't happy with Mr. Beast, but it's like, I don't know him. I don't know Mr. Beast. And in my eyes, Mr. Beast bought people houses. Mr. Beast bought people cars. Mr. Beast has given lots of people cash. Mr. Beast has given a lot of people opportunity. And Mr. Beast has gotten in trouble because of certain allegations, stuff from other people that were on his team. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, Walmart has the same issues. They make a lot of money. They hire people that have done bad things just for them to fire, whether they're stealing, lying, doing that stuff. You can say McDonald's does the same thing. They've had to fire people. I'm sure they've hired people that are, at this point, Mr. Beast is so high up, he's a business. You're going to have problems, right? So it's like, I get it. He was young when he started. A lot of y'all aren't checking your people either. Like, so it's like now when I grow, I'm going to pay the right people when we get to a certain spot to go look at all the people that I bring in. I have a certain creator in mind. He doesn't have to do it. I'm just going to tell him, look, it's nothing to do with me. And, if you want to take the money, go look at, when we bring a team in, go look at everybody. If you see anybody that's not supposed to, let us know. And then if we have to get rid of them, I just won't be no personal feelings. It'll suck if we've had that person for a while because it's like, you never expect what you don't expect, but you can't control what other people's actions. You can only control your own actions. You can get in trouble for other people's actions because you're around, but you can't stop people from doing stuff that they're going to do. So one job I have, my one job is to bring you guys content. Right now, I'm waiting for my trust fund, but that's not an excuse for me to stop making content. I'm at an Airbnb right now. And, I'm probably going to stay at Airbnb. I have enough money to, stay at Airbnbs, and I have a partner, just a friend that, we're splitting some of the cost. And it's comfortable. And I've been getting a lot of DMs from other people, but like I promise you, the content's going to get better. And when the content gets better, I'm going to still sit with a lot of creators. You know, the rule is 10,000 on two different platforms, is what the rule is. If you have 10,000 on two different platforms, I was going to raise it, but I'm going to leave it at a very modest, either 50,000 on one account or 10,000 two different platforms. I'll take you a lot more serious. If you don't have the following, you DM me on Instagram. I'll give you a TikTok strategy to get your first 10,000. It might take you a while to get there, but once you get there, get another 10,000, and then just go tell people. You don't have to say my name. You can say a verified YouTuber. Help you, like, put you on or whatever you want to do. Tyree Core didn't have to put me on. Pat God didn't have to make a video. Steak didn't have to make a video. And it's just like, my job's a very simple one. Entertain the people. Don't cry. Don't complain. Get the money you need. Get the stuff that the people want. We're hanging out with Liv Morgan's team. They've been feisty, but I like them over there. We've been bugging them with Alexa Bliss. I literally said this, like, you want me to go Alexa Bliss? And all of a sudden I looked up and there's polls where you see, Liv Morgan and Alexa Bliss, who's better? Then now people are putting them together. People always like to compare. It's the wrestling business. I'm just bugging them a little bit, but I talked to them about Enzo because I'll tell you guys a secret. I'm looking to start a wrestling company, and I'm going to go bug Enzo Mori. And, I'm going to look for Vince. I've already said it a few times. It's not going to be hidden information that, I'm going to talk to Enzo about stuff. I got to bring him cash. And I don't want to spoil anything. We're not even close, and I'm not going to ever do it. But the reason why I bring up Enzo, and I'm talking about Liv Morgan, I wonder what pot I stirred on Twitter. I straight up told them I'm going to go talk to. I don't need their permission. I don't need Liv Morgan's team's permission to talk to Enzo Amore. I understand there's a situation with Cass and, the other people, but that's not Enzo. Enzo and Liv Morgan dated, and some of y'all know this. So I'm sure there's still issues there, but Enzo's Enzo. Enzo has some issues with other people, but it's like, Razor Ramon was a terrible person, but he was also a great person. Let's talk about why he was a terrible person. He was a terrible person when he was under the influence, and everybody knew it, but he had real friends like Shawn Michaels who would also argue that he was a terrible person too. Look, Shawn Michaels I just watched the video, brought in Kevin Nash into wrestling from WCW, and he was his bodyguard. And Razor Ramon was there. And Kevin and Razor were thick as thieves eventually. They were the greatest friends ever. Like, they were such a... The NWO was so great. So it's just like... But, they hurt their body a lot. They go through a lot of pain. They tour. They don't get a regular life. And they get people mugging them, like, asking for pictures and stuff like that. It's hard. You see what happened to Jeff Hardy? People still love Jeff Hardy for the mistakes he's made in his life. But it's drama. It's entertainment. It's like, that industry forgives. It never forgets, but it forgives a lot. It forgives a lot and a lot and a lot and a lot. So, like, I talked to a promoter. I've talked to two promoters. Some of I've talked to some of the people. I've let Rob Van Dam know what I'm doing. He gave me a thumbs up. I'm against the clock right now. I'm against the clock because Rob Van Dam is starting to age. He doesn't really want to ever retire, but there's something that he wants that I know he wants. And anybody that's a Rob Van Dam will know he wants it too. And it's weird that John Cena followed me when I'm pushing the ECW thing, because I don't think if I buy ECW the next 1 to 3 years, John Cena's not retired. I'm telling you guys right now, if 1 to 3 years, John Cena's not retired. It's a hard move because I'm going to be pushing for one match. And let me spoil one thing. And I don't think Rob would be upset at me, because it's like, of everybody, that you should listen to when you go into the wrestling industry. Whoever your number one is, you should always listen to them. If you supported them, my number one is Rob Van Dam. My number one rapper is a UK artist. We talked about it. Is he the greatest on the planet? No, Eminem is the greatest on the planet. But I'll support my number one, because that's what he wants. He wants somebody on his team that he believes in him. So I believe in him. So I'll carry him up. Like that will be my interest song. I'm friends with Metallica now. I'm not friends with Metallica. I'm friends with Dave Mustaine at Megadeth, who used to be in Metallica. I don't know the whole backstory, but I have a way into Metallica. So I just like saying friends with Metallica. It's crazy. And Metallica did a lot of ECW songs. I have a new Rob Van Dam song. I know what song it is. I've been listening to it. I love it. I think he'll love it. But John Cena. Let me talk about my fan. And a lot of people are going to have a hard time that John Cena follows me. Go over on X, Tcheck X, TCHECKX. Let's put a poll up. We're not getting paid right now. We're not even monetized. Like, we don't even need to play this game. I'm doing so well. Like, we're building our kick community and stuff like that. I've had a hard time. Money's going to start pouring in eventually. I'm not getting paid. I'm not here for you guys to subscribe. I'm not here for you guys to share. I'm not here for the engagements. I am generally just talking to YouTube because I'm so frustrated with TikTok, where my job is to be nice, get their pennies that they give to me so I can pay my regular life. Don't talk, and I'll be good. I can't help myself. I'm over on TikTok just yelling at people because I'm looking at their account, and it's like, you bring no substance. I know people. I know I poke buttons with people, but I actually work on content. I actually work with other creators for free, mostly because I'm so confident that I'm going to get where I need to. I don't know when it is, though. Do you believe John Cena follows me? That's it. That's the question. And if you don't believe, go on X, Tcheck, TCHECKX, and just go look at my followers, and eventually you'll see John Cena. I don't have a lot of following. That's why I have like 1,400, so it's not going to be that hard. You can just scroll down. Eventually you'll see John Cena's name. Follows. Oh, I'm going to make it is a fan. Let's just do that. Of mine. I want to know because it's not hard. A lot of people on the internet don't check their receipts. But let's talk about it. I need to go back over on TikTok and go beg. It's basically what I'm doing right now because I'm in Airbnb. I'm with a friend, and my friend wants stuff, and I got to be nice. Y'all don't need to come over on TikTok. I don't really want YouTube to come over to TikTok. If y'all want to come over to TikTok, I'd rather you guys just join the Discord and bug me just so I can just give you guys gift cards for Xbox or PlayStation. I'd rather you guys just watch the brain rot. I'd rather you guys, ask, for help for your YouTubes and stuff like that and just stay on this platform. I'd rather keep all the YouTube stuff on YouTube. There's other platforms asking me to make videos about their platform. I don't really want to do it. But let's talk ECW because people, you got to build the bridges before you can drive over it or you can walk over. You can't walk over a bridge if there's no sticks or there's no stone, there's no path. So I'm working on the path. One match. I got 1 to 3 years to do it, and I'm putting so much pressure on myself. I'm working on weight loss, and the one match that I want John Cena to be in is John Cena versus Kenny Omega. I want it in Japan and WrestleMania. I want a best 2 out of 3. I want New Japan with Kenny Omega. What I really would like is to see them go to a third match and have it AEW. Y'all can go to X, Tcheck X, TCHECKX. And if you understand John Cena's account, you'll understand why he follows me. But you'll understand what I'm going to do because a lot of people don't pay attention. But he's seen my post, so I don't remember what post he's seen. He's watched my content. John Cena. Crazy. My friend was the big, like when we went through this whole journey, my friend Joey Jr., who you guys are going to love, I am bringing him out of like the bottom of social media and I'm rising them up. He's the biggest John Cena fan. And John Cena has been following me for a bit, and I've been so busy, I'm going to get emotional. I'm not going to cry on you guys right now because Joey Jr. is such a John Cena fan, and I haven't even been able to tell him that John Cena has come to our team. And that man has been putting out. I'm going to get emotional for you guys because Joey's such a big fan of John Cena. It's been so much work. You know, I'm going to be emotional. Y'all, I got Pat God haters, so I got to be careful on. Can't tear up on camera and stuff like that. You know, I just think about, I get it. He's a wrestling fan. John Cena is like his guy. And, you know, we were supposed to go to a WrestleMania so he could go see John Cena, and I was going to pay for it. But I didn't get my stuff done in time. So it'll never happen. So that the come out with ideas is where the whole foundation of wrestling is built on. They just sit there and they come with ideas. They come with ideas until they get ideas. So my idea is simple. Let's get a best 2 out of 3 with Kenny Omega. We don't need John Cena to do promos. We don't need John Cena to come in and tour. But what we do need is Rob Van Dam. And let me explain to you where Rob Van Dam comes into a Kenny Omega best 2 out of 3. Well, arguably, Tony Khan, who I am disgustedly upset at, where I was in a gym where they're talking to Tony Khan, and the person comes from WCW days, and the Jericho stories are coming, and the only wrestler I've ever met before everybody else was Jericho. The other person, yes, you can say it, but like when they talk about like stars, the only wrestler I ever met was Jericho when I was young. Like backdoor kind of craziness kind of stuff. It's not even the day to tell the story. And it's tempting. But you never do what you never want to do. So I want to see best 2 out of 3. If we could make it AEW, New Japan, and the third one is at WrestleMania, that's it. Because you know to have the third, you know what the outcome has to be, right? You know what the outcome has to be. To have the best 2 out of 3, you know what the outcome has to be. So to have the third match, there's one thing that John Cena could say that would make the biggest difference for everybody, because it would happen with Gunther. And a lot of people would really want to see Gunther get his up and coming. Oh, hey, sorry. And hold on, guys. Hold on one second. Guys. Guys, sorry about that. I'm in Airbnb. As soon as it's YouTube, as soon as people are around, I don't do lives around people on YouTube. It's just too hard. It's too crazy to do. You know, I kind of wish that YouTube had some kind of, protection for their creators when they, took chances to go live. It's too hard to go live on YouTube. Like in public. It's just around, like if you're in public and just filming everybody, like to be around people that are around you, like people just don't care. There's just no respect. Anyway, we're gonna go back to what we're talking about with John Cena. Look, YouTube, go look at how many lives. When people say I don't put out content, and you look at everything that I posted, go look at see how many lives I've done. Let's see how long I've sat with people. And like, I don't care if there's 2 people in here. I don't care if there's 1,000 people in here. Like, I know people are going to come back when I'm ready to put out the quality content. Yeah, I know when I have the moments and stuff. I'm always looking for moments. But John Cena, my fan. John Cena, people hate me when I say that. Gunther, you guys are having a hard time with it. And it's like, absolutely, we'd love to see John Cena come back, but now John Cena's a liar. Well, if I get $5 million, which is I need 500,000. So if I get 500,000, which is very realistic to get 500,000, if you completely sell out and just be an influencer and have no friends and just do the most, and you explain to them, look, we're putting this money towards this, and actually do it. So like every penny goes towards that. Y'all will celebrate me if I make $500,000 and I spend money to have a place to live, and I give the rest of the money to Hunter or to Vince, whoever is willing to take the money so we can get the deal done. At this point, I'd rather give it to Vince if he's sitting around. Like, he's a billionaire, and it's not about his money. It's like, look, I got the money. This is what I want to do. I want you to come, Vince. And this is what it is. And this is why this and this happened. And, you know, just explain it to him. So many opportunities can happen. You give people jobs, just so many opportunities. But, like, I'm going to hold it above your head. Never say never. John Cena, Kenny Omega, AEW, New Japan, WWE. If Kenny Omega wrestled John Cena, it's one of the greatest matches of all time. And then John Cena can talk about one of the greatest takedowns ever, the Bullet Club. If John Cena goes to New Japan, you don't think the Bullet Club would come? You don't think that if WWE would be willing to let John Cena go, you don't think that having the Bullet Club reunion? Hold on, I'm on Airbnb. Hold on, people are gonna talk. I gotta be careful. I don't let people talk on YouTube. Like, if we're on TikTok, it's just, I don't know what they're gonna say in the background and stuff like that. I'm just watching. I don't know if they're coming around. Because there's other people. As soon as I don't put people on camera either. We're good. Look, if John Cena, if John Cena went to New Japan and WWE allowed it, that means AJ Styles, he's gonna come wrestle anyway. Finn Balor, Kenny Omega, Switchblade, Tama Tonga. I forget that. There's been a lot of leaders in the Bullet Club. They could have one of the biggest reunions ever. And the thing is, there's only one faction that John Cena has ever been a part of that could come full circle, and it's one of the most beloved. You guys sing her name, Bayley, when she was at NXT. You guys rooted for Seth Rollins. John Cena could bring all of NXT, and he could say he's the leader. And then they could replay the video of when he led the Nexus, which is arguably the NXT. Could be one of the greatest wrestling storylines ever. John Cena versus Kenny Omega. One of the greatest battles ever. We just build whatever we want. It's wrestling. It's supposed to be entertainment. Arguably, they'd have to run it so smart and have so many matches in between, in fight and stuff like that. But the headline. But then there's Seth Rollins. Then there's Roman Reigns. Then there's crybabies like CM Punk. They're gonna cry that they're not part of one of the greatest storylines of all time. So you let everybody go for it. You get everybody go for it. But the thing is, as soon as I get one win, I'm in. My rank goes up. If I lose, it doesn't go up. If I get one win, I'm in. And it's a whole different ball game. But the thing is, I want to give some of these people a chance. Shawn Michaels is not young enough to do what he used to do. John Cena still has a little bit left, and people have a sour taste in his mouth. And, John Cena did, one of the most Make-A-Wish. Well, why don't you make Joey Jr.'s wish come true? He wants to see you at WrestleMania. You know how happy y'all would be. Y'all will act like y'all didn't put me through the ringer for this. And y'all don't get what the story is. I'm going to break y'all hearts. But the thing is, I got to stay cool about it. There's a lot to do. It's so fascinating. It's such a fascinating story. But I'm going to tell it in a way that is going to be must watch. But there's no guarantee with John Cena. But if you're going to do the carrot and the stick, you better get a big carrot. And I know there's one match, there's one arena that John Cena would love to run it back. They wouldn't do it in the video game if he didn't want to run back his losses. They should do best 2 out of 3. John Cena versus Rob Van Dam. If John Cena beats him, cool. He just moves on. That's how people treat it. They don't even care. But they should do best 2 out of 3. So, arguably, if he wins the second match, no, he's tied. He has to win a third match. If he can beat Rob Van Dam, and Rob Van Dam is not at his prime, but if he can beat Rob Van Dam, he won't need to run any promos. He don't need to do anything because John Cena's body of work is enough. And it's not about him retiring anymore. It's about a company, and you guys remember the Monday Night Wars. It's about a company that says, and they're liars. The Young Bucks are a bunch of liars. I like the Young Bucks. I'm going to explain why they're liars. They did one mistake because they got too greedy about it. They just wanted it right away. I'm going to tell you what the mistake is, and you guys are going to understand. So it's about people wanting to take down one thing that John Cena loves more than anything, and that's the WWE community, that community universe. I've been on social media too long saying communities. It's still a community, the WWE universe. You just need the best of the best writers. The best of the best writers. Kenny Omega versus John Cena is one of the greatest things. And can I say John Jones doesn't need 30 million, 15 million? If y'all want to see John Jones fight, get him a movie role. Get him a movie role. Get him into a movie that could pay him. Get him get him talking to The Rock. Get him to the right people. UFC got it. Get him lined up for the best. That's it. He don't need 30 million. If 15 million is on the table, John Jones should take it. But the thing is, people should give him guarantees if he takes a low ball offer, if that's what he feels like a low ball offer is. And it doesn't matter if Dana White lies. I'll be honest, it doesn't matter. He's protecting his business. He can do whatever he wants as long as he puts on the fight. It's just the promoters, they don't like to lie. They just, sometimes they don't want to tell you what's going on because they don't want spoilers. They want to build the momentum. So anyway, back to the wrestling. You can tell I've been on here for 47 minutes. I need to go back on TikTok, but we're talking real things. You guys can go on X, Tcheck, X, TCH, ECK, X. And y'all can rewatch. People will watch this later. This is 40 minutes of greatness right now because we're talking about my fan, John Cena. I don't think John Cena would even beat Rob Van Dam, though. My number one is Rob Van Dam. So I don't think John Cena would come out of his retirement because Rob Van Dam in the ECW arena against John Cena is undefeated. Against one man is undefeated against him. Rob Van Dam has never lost to John Cena in the ECW. And he doesn't plan on losing to John Cena in ECW. So what if Rob Van Dam sweeps John Cena? What if Rob Van Dam beats John Cena in the first match? And then John Cena cries and we got to do best out of 5. Which would be still a great storyline because you get fooled. They'd be like, oh, John Cena's retired. But what if Rob Van Dam gets that win? Because there's no DQ when the old ECW rules. What if Rob Van Dam gets the win? So you know what? I don't care about your plans. I just beat John Cena. I'm done. I don't want to wrestle no more. I'm done. The retirement. He just comes in. This is my retirement. The last match I ever had was against John Cena. I'm sorry, John Cena, for ruining your career. I knew you didn't want to come out of retirement, but you should have listened to Austin when he said, don't trust anybody. ECW, I appreciate y'all. You let me come back one last time. I appreciate it. Everybody cheered. You know what they're going to say to Rob Van Dam? If we open the doors, we take our shovels, and we start digging. We start digging, and we start bringing back stuff from the past. There's going to be videos where I start digging. I start shoveling. And it's a very selfish reason, just like the song on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Tcheck, Selfish Reasons. It's not even finished and complete. I have very selfish reasons for this. I have very harsh. TikTok can't even handle it. YouTube can. I have very selfish reasons for what I want. It's not about the money. I have put myself in a position where money is infinite. Doesn't mean it's guaranteed. It's just infinite. If I bring people cool stuff they like, they will give me more. If I can't sell at ECW Arena with Rob Van Dam versus John Cena, I should never even talk about the wrestling industry ever again in my life, because that is a guaranteed. Rob Van Dam versus John Cena. And there's no place in my heart that I ever want to see John Cena, because John Cena is not my number one win against my number one, Rob Van Dam, in ECW. There's no place in the world when I take Paul Heyman's Beloved and I take it as serious as I can, and I do whatever it takes, because you know he'll be there. Whether we've let him in or not, you'll know he'll come. This is what y'all want. Y'all tired. Some of y'all are going to be like, I don't want to help. I don't want to support. We've already got the views. We already got the attention. I have so much traction, I never have to show my face ever again on social media. I could just go help other influencers and take their money, take percentages. But this is not what it's about. It is not about a single penny, but you need money to get stuff that you want. And the thing is, when people see me look at what I look at, they'll understand it when they see it in my eyes. They just, you have to see me look at it though. People don't get what I want. Tomorrow may never come. But I know what you want. I know what the people want, because it's stuff I wanted. So when I'm struggling by myself over on TikTok and they're being garbage to me, and all they're doing is asking you for your money, and I have a problem, and I watch, and I totally agreed with Moist Critical about turning those gifts off, and I don't have an opportunity to ask for that because there's so much I need to do. This is not TikTok. I have real beef with Pat God. He's just a stepping stone to get what I want. I am not giving any Pat God fan an opportunity to see my face, see me emotional. What I'm about to do, the Pat God will put me in a position to get whatever I want in my life forever. I promise you, it's one of the wildest moves you'll ever see. This is the #1 beef on social media, and you will not agree with it until you see what I do to Pat God. But Pat God, I don't care. I will fill that man with so much money that he's never seen. I will put him in a position that he's never been in before, and I will just go to the next step. I will go to the next position. I'll get past the next hater. We get wherever we want if I get you ECW. Because the money will flood. We're in a new era of social media. They didn't have this. It wasn't this easy. But this is still near impossible. There's too many moving pieces. There's too many moving stuff. There's too much stuff, and it sounds so delusional, but what I've done over and over and over and over and over again, and I have to sit over on TikTok and just talk to these people that tell us lies all day. Sorry, guys, give me like 30 seconds. Give me like 10 seconds. Airbnb, people are walking in and stuff like that. It's better than public, guys. You guys want all right. No pen, no paper. I can do any promo anytime I want. Nobody's done what I've done. Nobody's had the goals. We're on YouTube, so I'm watching the words. Nobody has the goals to say and do and try what I have tried. You know, if I don't make it there, anarchist. Is that the word? Anarchy? Anarchists. The rebellion. You know, they always talk about that. Y'all are mad in their life, right? Some of you are very happy and you don't get it. Eventually, stuff happens in life and you become upset. This is why entertainment's valuable. It's not about what you're watching. It's about what you're forgetting about. But I promise you, John Cena versus Kenny Omega is something I don't even believe will ever happen. But he's my fan. I sit there with John Cena. I tell John Cena, I look John Cena in the face, eye to eye. And I don't believe John Cena's a liar. I feel like he has a lot of rules and stuff in his life to keep his life in order. But how do you call yourself the greatest when the greatest match of all time has been on the table the whole time? And I know you've done it. I know you've done it all. But now you can't say you've done it all. You've almost done it all. Yes, you've given Gunther a lot. But people are giving up now. Don't let me get ECW. The planet that John Cena still follows me when the ECW doors open is a very small planet. I know y'all like John Cena. John Cena likes me. I was pushing Baker with Tate McRae, talking to the celebs on the DMs and IG. We don't talk about the conversations. I'm relentless. I'm doing Jericho a favor by pushing his guy. Arguably where I live is where they say it all is the greatest of the greats. And they say I'm supposed to be the next chosen one a long time ago for just how good a talker I am. But let's talk a different route. Let's talk a more selfish route. John Cena stays retired. Door close. John Cena will now set front row for free because he will not pay for a ticket for any pay-per-view that I do. If John Cena wants to show up, he gets to sit in any chair. If I have to kick you out of ECW, you need to understand one thing about ECW. If I bring ECW back, I can do whatever I want in ECW. So if I want to kick you out the seat for John Cena, I'll get John Cena to come talk to you, say, hey, we'll make sure you get your money back, but this is my chair. I'm John Cena. I'm sitting here and I didn't pay for it. So can you please get up so I can sit? I don't think he would say that. So we'd probably have to send security. It's like, look, we have a very important wrestler to go. We're just going to move you over there. We'll bring you backstage or something like that. Next show, we'll fly you out. But we'll let the guy that's going to take your chair, you can say it to his face, no. You know, you'll see John Cena walking over. Hey, what's up? I'm just planning on sitting here. Y'all getting up. Right? You get to meet John Cena. Who knows? What you need to know about the wrestling industry is that you get freedom of speech to a point. There's stuff I want to say. Don't give it to me. Don't give me my opportunity. I hope I get nothing. You've never seen it like this. I don't care. I'm better off with nothing. I'm better off not having anything. I'm better off never winning. But this has not been the case. I don't get it. Sometimes fate has a different plan for you. As much as I don't want to win, I just keep getting them. You know, we name the community team, and it's just to push back on the haters, for the people losing in life, to make them believe that not every loss is the end of the road. So you got to dangle stuff in front of people's faces. You got to make people believe. So John Cena doesn't come out of retirement. That's best for me. That's best for me. The community asks for something, I'll get the community. So when somebody's my fan, I'll do the most for them. Storybook close. John Cena beats Kenny Omega. Stone Cold Steve Austin should come down, say, hey, I had the best run I had. I should have never went home when I went home. You're the GOAT. You're the greatest of all time. Nobody can take that back. I don't care what the boy said. You know, we know. Nobody has ever convinced WWE to let a wrestler go to another company. And they would have to sit there and convince John Cena about like how much money it's going to be. But we all know what happened to the Bret Hart, right? What if it happens to Cena? What if he goes wrestle in AEW part of the show and AEW has other plans? They don't even let Kenny Omega ever fight. So it's tricky. Lawyers got to get involved because it's best to all three. Who knows what happens? I don't know. I don't even care what happens. John Cena versus Kenny Omega at WrestleMania. You put it on first, we all walk out the door. I don't care what the next card is. If you're a wrestling fan and John Cena versus Kenny Omega ever happens, and it's not the last match, you walk out the door, you look for CM Punk the liar, you look in his face, laugh right in his face and say, being first doesn't mean you main event, and you walk right out that door. That was this is a main event, empty arena. The show's over. We don't care. But what I like about near impossible stuff, because they're both alive, there's a probability, there's a chance it could happen. It's the John Cena fans that need to be outspoken. They're not outspoken. They think they're smarter than everybody. That's it. That's what every fan of somebody, they think they're smarter. They all think the Liv Morgan community thinks they're smarter than everybody, other than themselves with Liv. And I'm hanging out with Liv, but Liv is failing. I've been on X, ultimately having the one thing, and it's happened so many times, one thing that I didn't believe. I didn't believe I could get Instagram going. I didn't believe I could get TikTok going. I didn't believe I could get YouTube going. I didn't believe I could get X going. I didn't believe I could get Kick. And it's all coming together. But we're against the clock. John Cena's gone. He's retired. I'm never going to be your GOAT. I'm never going to beat Shawn Michaels. But I have to look the greatest talker in the face and let him know you had your chance. So let me take this poll down. And for anybody that's a fan of Edge and Christian, go ahead, screen record. We're in 2026. You don't have to use a flash camera. You just screen record. I'm not going to give you a 3-second pose, but I'm going to give you a moment. So there is a button that you guys can hit clips on. You can clip this because what I'm going to say is real, just like me. REALTCHECK. Tcheck versus CM Punk. Let's do it in Chicago. That crybaby can quit before I get there. But if I get there fast enough, they will boo him in Chicago. Or I will never let anybody from Chicago ever step foot in the ECW arena. If we find out that you're from Chicago and you're at the ECW, any show, if they let me have ECW, we will ban you for life. So y'all better start booing CM Punk. And let me tell you why. It makes no sense, right? CM Punk has done everything. He's done all this stuff. Has he? Has he done everything? Arguably, me and Logan Paul should do what's best for business and just we put on the best show that we could put on, get on the best shape, do whatever it takes. I don't even want to wrestle CM Punk. I don't want to look at his face. I don't want to hear his lies no more. I'm not even watching whatever program he's in. I'm not even paying attention. I don't even care about anything that's going on over there. I don't even want to watch the programming. I don't even want to watch the architect, Seth Rollins, the man, Becky Lynch. I don't want to see, some of these fascinating wrestlers because there is a liar. There's a disease that goes on over there. And MJF had it right. He said everything that he should have said, which was the best that could be said. The problem is y'all didn't believe in MJF enough. Y'all called the cops on MJF when he told you a fascinating story. I'll give MJF a front row ticket. He can sit right there and watch. He can come in the ring. He can be a special referee. He can do whatever he wants. The wrestlers make fun of the Goldberg run. They know every person wants to do the Goldberg run. There's no attraction for us if we lose. We still got to move on. We're undefeated. We haven't lost anything because we haven't competed in anything. And there's going to be farces that we lose in, but it's not real losses. So in the wrestling industry, I'm currently undefeated. In the UFC, I'm currently undefeated. You blame Joe Rogan for that. He said that about Brock Lesnar. Never fought in the UFC, undefeated in the UFC. So I'm currently undefeated. So if Logan Paul wants to run his mouth with his blonde hair and his bags of money, well, I can get my own bags of money. And I can run my mouth too. And then we can pour out all the baby oil so Cody Rhodes can be clean for once. And we can tell Cody Rhodes to stop hugging those kids because that's something Diddy would do. You think I'm being nice? You have no clue. But when people talk to me on TikTok and I waste people's time, I entertain. We have been on here for 66 minutes and I felt like I've been on here for 2 minutes because I am home. I'm with YouTube. And it's not about a single dollar. We're not even monetized right now. I understand what I need to do, but I'm not willing to do certain stuff until I get certain stuff done. Y'all are getting PlayStations that subscribe. For every 30,000, I'm getting you guys PlayStations. And I'm not bugging you guys. I am looking for the money. I'm getting the money. And I'm getting you all your PlayStations. I'm getting you all your free t-shirts. I'm doing everything I can. But I need to look Enzo in the face. Because whether he wants to hear it or not, he's supposed to be the greatest talker of all time. But he's a little bit immature still. Enzo doesn't hold a candle to me. Yes, he'll get cheers and all that stuff for his gimmicks and all this stuff. I am 6'5". He's not. Yes, he has friends that are taller, but you can't teach my height. You know that because Enzo taught you that. But you can't teach what I've done. I have scoured the internet and I've talked to people and I've realized what I've done is not possible. Nobody will try it. Nobody will do it. This will never happen again. So I'm not worried. What I have done makes no sense to nobody. But yet TikTok wants to run their mouth about YouTube all day. That's all they want to do. They want to sit over on TikTok and run their mouth when bless Dylan for coming over to YouTube. Because I'm beefing with Bald News. Bald News turned his back on me. He saved cats, but he just turned his back on me on one of the craziest times. And he's friends with Noah Glenn Carter. They're on the phone. We've had full conversations. You're not going to see the voice notes. You're not going to see the messages because I keep that privately and I won't tell you what happened because I'm sure Bald News doesn't want to talk about it. Because he thinks blocking me on TikTok, blocking me on Instagram, I still can see your posts on other accounts. He thinks that, so it's all good. You let the man that didn't like the internet until he made real money turn your back on with somebody that's like Dylan. I don't even like saying that. He does news content. Noah tried to be on YouTube. Y'all didn't respect him. And I get it. When his house burnt down, y'all laughed at him. Wild. Hold on. Well, I'm doing one of the best promos ever. Sorry guys, Airbnb. I tell my friend I'm doing YouTube. I'm gonna wrap it up. We got like 30. We got like 2 minutes. We're gonna wrap this up. Can I say this? And people watch this after. People are gonna go through every one of my lives because I left hints. And I've had no life. I can't tell you what happened, so I got to, I have to, blur the lines. So why don't we just have fun? You'll see it in my face. You won't understand it. So let me look at CM Punk. Nobody on the internet can tell me I didn't work for it. Look at how much content that I put out there. One phone, my phone's on fire right now. It's burning, falling apart. I fixed this screen like 6 times. A lot of content creators' lives are going to be changed with what I've done, because I'm going to be able to explain to them a lot of stuff. And I got to be so careful. YouTube is very hard because it's just like, I see how immature people are on the internet. Like, I have infinite money. For me not to make millions of dollars means I don't know what I'm doing. And like, it's crazy. But it's not about the money. Like, people are gonna have their words and stuff. I guess I'm staying away from people. Like, it's getting crazier and crazier. I don't even answer my phone. I don't listen to people. I don't put a thing. People need to listen to me. But the thing is, I'm hijacking the internet. I'm taking over the music industry. I'm taking over the wrestling industry. I'm taking over the internet. And then what's going to happen is I'm just going to disappear eventually. But so I'm going to give the people what they want. Pure chaos. So what is a better place than ECW? Why don't I just buy Punk's house? If you guys don't understand how disgusted I am with CM Punk, I'm willing to buy ECW over it. If you guys don't get what ties CM Punk to ECW, it's simple. They say that CM Punk started in ECW. That's what WWE says. Everything else is just old news. So why don't I just buy his house? And I do it in a way where he has to show up. We don't even need to wrestle. We can turn the cameras off and he can come wrestle me with his big mouth. He can get a UFC fight anytime he wants. I got a national medal, so I'm able to fight. I've been in the gyms. If CM Punk wants to go fight MMA anytime, any place, name the weight class, I ain't scared. He don't know how to wrestle. So he ain't going to do all that. Give him whatever he wants. CM Punk want 16 million. Let's get him 16 million. Let me tell you why I would give CM Punk 16 million to fight MMA. We'd have to get the money somehow. It's because the greatest of all time, John Jones, was only offered 15 million. Sure. CM Punk, you're a greedy bastard. This is the only time I've ever cursed on YouTube. I'm sorry, guys. Apologize for it. I don't know if I'll get in trouble for saying that, but I said it. He will take the money. CM Punk will take the money, and we're going to make ECW rated R because I'm going to do some stuff. Nobody under 18 is coming to the ECW. I will have another wrestling program. Look, I want to talk to Dixie. They know the whole TNA. The people have talked. Somebody asked me about it earlier. We did 74 minutes. What does a world look like where I run ECW? We give Rob Van Dam his title back. We pay all Paul Heyman's debts. We bring back Stone Cold Steve Austin. We bring back the Sandman. We bring back the Dudley Boys. We bring back everybody. And all they've been saying is EC Dub. But for the first time in history, I haven't seen no ECWs. I haven't seen anybody chant it. I haven't even seen anybody say it in the comments. Y'all given up. Y'all stopped believing. My fan tapped out the Gunther. And it's so hard for you guys to swallow. So I will dangle the carrot in front of John Cena, and I hope he doesn't want to take it, because I would rather look Shawn Michaels in the face and talk to him about Kevin Nash, about what he did for Kevin Nash and how Kevin Nash got the title first. So I'll look at Shawn and say, Shawn, you got the title before me. So I know you were probably mad, but your friend was there. I'm going to take some of your friends that have nothing, that nobody wants to do, and I'll make sure everybody gets paid no matter who the wrestler is. I will give Perry Saturn a job. I will give them all opportunities. I will go find Spike Dudley myself. Y'all don't have the guts to do this stuff, but you call yourself wrestling fans. You call yourself grown-ups. You call yourself older, but y'all would never give anybody an opportunity like this, because in a lot of people's eyes, they're washed up, they're forgotten, they're forgiven. And I'm going to go to Benoit. Not the other one, the younger one. And then I'm going to go to Razor Ramon's son. I know. I like saying Razor Ramon. I'm going to go to his son. I'm going to look him in the face. And we're going to have a John Cena conversation, because he's still part of the Bullet Club. And then I'm going to go to Enzo Amore. If you don't see the pattern, I have a lot of broken people in my life. Enzo's sitting there. Nobody wants him to come into the gyms. Even Cass is doing events without him. I want him. I want Enzo. Vince wants him. Don't put me in a room with Vince. You guys are going to be mad. I don't care if people believe me or not. We did 77 minutes, and I just told you a lot of information. How about you guys go in, y'all clip it, you guys listen to what I've done. We're not even doing an outro today because, they haven't seen the outros. If it wasn't for YouTube, I would be out of a job. I would have nothing. TikTok would have won. But what they did to me, when I had 7,000 people, my life should have been changed years ago over on TikTok. But they think that they can control us. They think they can tell us what to do. Hasn't worked out yet, has it? So, I don't care if I get it or not. There'll be another sad meme. There'll be Pac-God situations. There'll be Tyreek Cord. I have too much stuff. Even Sneeko knows who I am. The Island Boys know who I am. They're all starting to realize. But nobody understands what I'm doing. I'm getting criticized by TikTok bots. And I'm saying some of the most fascinating stuff, and TikTok can't handle it. And I'm following the community guidelines, and they're spitting out new stuff that I've never even seen before. We're not going to be controlled. There's laws and rules in life. There's PG, rated R, there's different ratings. You got to be careful what you say or you lose your audience. And look, I'm going to tell you guys. People say that people sold out. I haven't truly sold out. I have included. I am including. I am just pushing agendas that people do not get. And this is the thing. ECW, John Cena, Kenny Omega, Bullet Club. Everybody just unsubscribe. Bring me to zero. Get my account banned. Do whatever it takes. Doesn't matter. Either you want it or you don't. I don't want to hear John Cena fans act like they like John Cena when I just told you the best John Cena moment that you guys will ever experience in a long time. I'm going to go talk to Joey when I get a chance, and I'll be back. We're putting our content, but I got a lot to do. The thing with the internet that I knew a long time ago is that they come and they go. I could sue people for that you guys don't know. I could sue people for messing with my socials. And they did. They think they got money. I could sue people. This is what happened. If you guys, I'm not going to tell you guys what happened. But people thought they could take. When Sad Meme came, I knew I won. When the Pat God moment happened, I was like, oh, I really know I won. Let me tell you how much a coward CM Punk is. He's the type of person that gets in an industry where you have to have competition, and when other people on the internet say stuff about him, he cries. But he goes in a WWE ring and he sits there with a microphone and acts like he's the best in the world, when in fact, you wouldn't know until you know. Now I know, because I have had to deal with everybody. And you don't see me crying. I don't even think it's that hard. I'm going to sit there like theater when people say it. But I'll tell you, the version of me that has 6-7 million is the same version that goes and finds Shia LaBeouf, hires security, gifts it to Shia LaBeouf and say, yo, this is just for you for 6 months. We never even have to talk. You don't even need to know my name. I'm probably bugging you. Here's some cash. I know you got money. You know, if you want a different security, go find it. I'll pay whatever money I paid for him for you, so nobody ever messes you again. I don't think anybody's going to be upset because he brought you Transformers. He brought you a bunch of stuff. So y'all got to make a decision. Are you going to stand up, or are you going to sit there and let people take everything from you? Because that's what they did with you and John Cena. They took it away. He gave up.